Welcome in everyone to your weekly astrology and tarot reading. So we are tapping in to the week starting February 9th or 10th, sorry, Monday the 10th. And this will go through the 16th. Let me make sure I got that right. Yes, so Sunday the 16th, so we have the week of Valentine's Day. So we have Venus and Aries. We got a lot of love energy, passion going on. Just, obviously just perfect timing and just perfect for the time of year with Valentine's Day. So all of you, welcome in. I am an intuitive, I'd say intuitive reader, clairvoyant, clairaudient, and channeler. So I tap into, I always ask my personal spirit guides and source to provide information and guidance for all of you, the collective. And obviously we protect the reading, protect the information coming in, and get any, again, guidance for you all that is in the best and highest good for you all. So that is, and we just ask for generally what is kind of the best for you guys to know this week. So this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you haven't watched your individual zodiac reading for February, those are all posted. So take a look at your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, and you can get maybe some more specifics for you personally. I'm also going to be posting this week, probably by Monday, a special kind of love romance reading for, again, for Valentine's Day. So that's going to focus specifically on like relationships and love. That's the first one I've done like that. So I know a lot of people look for information about love and romance and relationships. So that will be posted shortly. All right, let's dive in here. We're going to do the usual. I'm actually going to end with a special Lover's Oracle card with just a little guidance to end the reading. All right, let's see here. So general information for this week. Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot, I forgot to hit the astrology aspects this week. So, sorry, I'll do that quick before I start. So, February 9th, we have some really big aspects going on that are all occurring simultaneously. So, but these are actually great harmonious connections, mainly focusing on that Aries energy and Aquarius. So if you want to take a look at your birth chart, check out where you have Aries and Aquarius in your birth chart, and you can kind of get a view of how that's going to impact you personally. But in general, I'm just going to name off those aspects. We have Aries sextile Pluto in Aquarius. We obviously have the Sun in Aquarius, which is sextiling Chiron in Aries, and then Mercury in Aquarius, sextiling Chiron in Aries. And so look at all that Aquarius and Aries energy. A lot of air and fire mix there. And when you think of, when you put kind of air into fire, it kind of expands. So that's really intense as far as creativity, confidence, growth, and also healing and passion. So those are those big aspects going on that are kicking off the 9th. And then also on the 9th, we have a Mercury Cazimi in Aquarius. So if you're wondering what a Cazimi is, that is when a planet comes into a direct conjunction with the sun. So again, we have that Mercury planet, and then Aquarian energy. So this is a day that's really going to open up the mind, more to like new ideas, and also receiving guidance. So kind of tap into that, because it's going to be on high tomorrow on the 9th. Sorry, on the 9th. I'm filming this on the 8th, so that's why I said tomorrow. And, you know, along with that, just to kind of expand, so Mercury comes into the heart of the sun, which is in Aquarius. So that Aquarian energy is helping to kind of free us from any stagnant structures. And also because there's Mercury, which is that Gemini energy, which is about, you know, intellect and ideas and communication. It's really helping us see things in a different perspective, shifting the way we communicate. And again, just like that, Aquarian energy is really about innovation and change and like doing things in new ways. So, you know, again, how can we communicate differently? How can we think and open ourselves to different perspectives? So that's the 9th. Moving on to the 12th of February, we have one of the big events this week, which is the Leo full moon. So that Leo energy is about creativity, creative breakthroughs, you know, liberation, freedom, and that's also that combo of the full moon, which again is releasing and empowering us to create and move forward in a new way and manifest and bring in what we really dream and desire. So, you know, again, that combo is cracking us open to our authentic selves, our true selves, and letting go of ways we are not being true to ourselves, of ways that we end up abandoning ourselves or leaving ourselves. And again, freeing ourselves from anything that like keeps us small or that is outdated, that is not allowing us to grow, that isn't in line with our true selves. So that's an amazing time to harness that full moon energy. And you know, that Leo is all about the self and is all about identity and how we see ourselves and how others see ourselves, and putting ourselves out there more. That's definitely Leo. And then lastly, I just wanted to hit on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. So Mercury enters Pisces. So we've had stelliums in Pisces and Aquarius for some time, and here's just more energy, more Piscean energy. This is all about, you know, Pisces is about intuition, the unconscious, our fears, our dreams. So this is an amazing time to really open up your intuition, maybe communicate with your higher self, but this energy will give you permission to really be more fluid, because that Piscean energy is water, right? Which is emotion. So being more fluid and open, again, going back to that Mercury energy about thinking and perceiving and communicating, it's being more open and flexible, rather than being stuck and stubborn in the ways we think and the way we express ourselves and communicate with other people. How can we also communicate our emotions more freely, right? And not just holding back. So that's really going to give you that freedom and liberation on the 14th there. So that kind of rounds out the astrological aspects this week. So let's dive into the reading. So the foundational energies, I have appreciation. So definitely with that Valentine's Day, it's a time to really stop and smell the roses, be grateful for the people in our lives and the love that we have for ourselves and others, and show our appreciation for others. So definitely want to do that this week. Healer of the Ages and second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Wow, look at that. We have a lot of like spiritual energy, higher consciousness. So you may also this week come across like a book, a podcast. It could be an actual person that you come across that does some sort of healing energy, or again, spiritual or like therapeutic energy. And you're looking for support there, and you are feeling really drawn to this. You may have an appointment with someone like that to do some energy work or healing. But, we're really going into that, like, that second chakra here. And we're opening up to confidence. And like I said, to our true selves, to expression here with that second chakra. And I do feel like that is a chakra that's being focused on right now. You can see here in this Healer of the Ages card, there's also this yellow energy coming from almost like his sternum location, along with that second chakra, which is kind of that stomach, same kind of area there. And I do feel like that's opening up. You may actually feel some physical like symptoms, and usually, again, if you're feeling that and it's just starting to happen this week, I would definitely say it's because that chakra is being cleared and opened up. We're clearing any stuck energy, like I said, keeping us feeling small. Also, if you are prone to gut issues, it's, again, when we look at the root, metaphysically, you'll want to look at these kind of metaphysical aspects, which I talked about as far as the astrology and that Mercury energy. We have a lot of that Mercury energy. We have a lot of water energy with Pisces, and then we have that Aquarian. So that together is a really interesting, we got water, air, double air here. So it's really calling upon us to dive deep into areas that we keep ourselves small, that we aren't, listening to our intuition, right? The gut, and, expressing our true selves and aligning with who we are, aligning with, creating harmony in our lives. And the only way to create harmony is to really start listening to our intuition, listening to our needs, our desires, and following that, and also releasing anything that also keeps us stuck in that same aspect of staying small, which is like lack of growth. This could be relationships, connections, friendships, ways of thinking, beliefs. So let's dig into the tarot here. So the Eight of Pentacles. So that really could be about working, actually doing the inner personal work, more, again, spiritual, energetic work. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. Look at all that pentacle energy. And then the Fool. And I'm going to grab this because it kind of fits in here, the Five of Cups. So there's definitely some energy that about betrayal and a lot of different traumas, heartaches, a lot of different, like the Ten of Swords to me sometimes is like all those swords represent different times. Maybe you were betrayed, that you had grief in your life or loss, or, so it's like all those swords are still impacting you. And there's about becoming aware of this and identifying this and doing the work. It's like in this card, his head is down, really focused on doing that inner work. And with the Two of Pentacles, there's a lot of that kind of up and down energy, like riding the waves of your emotions. And maybe that's something you just always, tolerated, or were like, that's how I've always lived my life, is like, I go in these emotional ups and downs. And it's really these underlying pains and hurts and traumas that are still really active. It's almost like, all that stuff we brushed under the rug, it's like there's not enough room anymore. Like, we have to address this. But I do feel like you're actively trying to focus on that, and do some of that kind of work, and have some awareness, because you're really investing in yourself. There's a shift here where you're now more open and actively investing in yourself, instead of just always investing in and doing for other people, and investing, like when we think of the external, just human reality of like, well, we invest in our houses, we keep our houses up, and we keep our families up, and we take care of our kids and our relationships in some aspect. But when are we actively like doing the inner work and investing in ourselves? And part of that, as this process unfolds here, so this is a big focus this week, but then it's like, this is where you're headed here, the Fool, which is really releasing these Ten of Swords. And this is really releasing a lot of still unconscious grief, sadness, loss that happened in the past for you. So this could be really, you're fully aware of this. Like, yes, this has been something I've dealt with for a long time, but just felt like that's life, and that's something I just have to always deal with. This could be something really unconscious, where something has, big happened in your past, or multiple things, and you're like, well, I feel like I'm over that. But this is kind of saying it's still there. It's still active. It's still impacting you. And I guess, again, like I said, doing the inner work here, you're freeing yourself from this baggage, these burdens, this heaviness on your heart. And I also feel like this is being carried in that area here of the second chakra here. Kind of that sacral chakra area. Like, I feel like that really has impacted you. And I'm really picking up on also, you may have some physical symptoms that are really, this is the reason you have them. So it's time to heal. There's a big focus on healing here, whether it's physically, but also when we're focusing on physical healing, really we have to look at the root, which is always psychological or emotional. And if you don't address the emotional or psychological healing, it's not gonna heal the physical long term. You might, stop the symptoms. And again, in this reality that we're in this time and age, a lot of the medical industry is really just about addressing symptoms. They're not really looking at the root from a holistic standpoint. I would recommend, if you don't know who Dr. Gabor Mate is, look him up and read some of his stuff. He's amazing. He really, really pushes and has a focus on holistic healing. He was an addiction. He was like a psychologist for a long time, forever. And his kind of focus originally was on addiction. And what he learned from that, and in his studies, he really realized that, healing is holistic, whether it's, disease, addictions, mental, illnesses, depression, anxiety, things like that. So, let's keep going as the cards fly everywhere. Okay. So we have the Page of Wands in reverse, the Two of Swords, and the Five of Wands. So this, again, going back to what I talked about the planetary aspects this week, there's a lot about like too much stuck in like rigid ideas, or ways of perceiving things. And I really feel like this Page of Wands in reverse is referring to that. Is there is some stuck ideas that, again, he's looking to the past. So these ideas you were potentially programmed with, or just kind of created based on, again, your experience. And you're very rigid on that. And these ideas are actually what's blocking you from seeing, having clarity, having like liberating yourself from this. So it's been keeping you small. And it's been keeping you kind of in some sort of stagnant energy or stagnant situations in your life. This also is like being very blocked from a heart space. So it's like these protections. Like we always have to protect ourselves because we don't maybe trust people. We don't trust ourselves. And there's this really lack of like uncertainty about where you're going, or maybe you're indecisive, you're afraid of change. But a lot of it has to do with this. And this too is around childhood. You know, with the pages can refer to like childhood. And it's created a lot of conflict, internal conflict for you. You're really conflicted a lot when it comes to a lot of areas, a lot of course, mental. There could be a lot of like anxiousness or just like overthinking here. This could also manifest out as you've been kind of blocked because your relationships, this could be family, but there's a lot of relationships in your life that create a lot of challenge. There's a lot of conflict there. You know, again, this Five of Swords, like these people are not on the same page. They want different things. They have different ideas. And so it creates a lot of challenges when you're trying to work together and whatever it is, you know, complete a project, have success. I mean, these people are not working together well. And you're kind of almost like tuning out. Maybe that's kind of a pattern of yours. You like to just tune out your relationships, your love relationships, your kids. Like you have this coping mechanism of ways that you tune people out because you're just, it's too much conflict and you don't know how to deal with it or process it. So this is a pretty big, I do feel like this is a collective pattern, a collective coping mechanism that we're really talking about. And it's almost like it's really coming, the universe and your higher selves are really shining a light on this pattern this week. So we have Temperance, another page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. So this is about really learning the lesson, like learning and addressing the coping mechanism and seeing the value in being open and changing and addressing some of these beliefs or these patterns. Your ideas, these are like ideas of how to deal with life or situations that aren't serving you. And you really have a lot of divine support right now with the Temperance, and you also have Archangel Ariel here. So there's a lot of divine support. They're working with you to help you alchemize this, like, you know, I also see in these two cards here, the angel has the two cups that she's alchemizing, that she's trying to balance. And the same with the Two of Pentacles. There's this up and down energy. And part of that like bipolar kind of waves and up and down it's almost like it's a way that you're literally trying, your mind, your body, your emotions are trying to find balance and alchemize you in general. So you have a lot of tumultuous undertones of emotions that, again, you haven't really integrated or addressed. But we can't always stay in that complete heightened emotional state all the time. So part of our internal system and how it works together from a holistic standpoint is always trying to bring us back into balance. So naturally, right, whether it's our mind or it's our body or our emotions, if one aspect of us is super escalated or extreme or like heightened or triggered, another aspect of us is going to come in and try to help to bring us back down into like neutral state, right? But when an aspect of us is really out of balance, we're always in that state of up and down. And it is exhausting. It really is. And our body and our mind and our emotions are all trying to like create harmony. But if it's our emotional body, that's always like, again, we have a lot of tumultuous emotions really unconsciously held. We need to work on that. And I feel like that's what's really coming to the surface. We need to take the blindfold off here and really see the value in changing and addressing kind of, again, our patterns and the way we deal with things. And part of it is learning how to show up in a way, Knight of Cups, because the Knight of Cups is about love. It's about someone offering love. And I feel like you have a lot to offer, but you've been very blocked. Also, you're not open to be receptive to love, even though you may want it. You may think, well, I want love and I want a relationship if you're single, or I want harmony in my relationships, but you haven't been willing to look at yourself first to identify, why is there so much of this manifested out in my reality? And why do I attract this sort of energy in these sort of relationships? A lot of it's going to be your coping mechanisms, or even, pulling yourself back, hiding in your house, like just pushing yourself away from people is another potential response. But again, we need to be open to love. And I feel like the more, again, we work on ourselves, all of a sudden we're bringing in new dynamics and new connections that are really, especially love. You may, if you're looking for love and it hasn't been successful, I feel like if you can alchemize here and change and be more open to seeing your own patterns and changing them, you're opening yourself to a new relationship coming in here. So we have the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, this is what you want. You want to create harmony in your relationships, in your home, emotionally, right? We all want that. We want abundance. We want to bring more of this in. And I feel like, again, this is what's blocking you. We have, like I said, the stuck ideas from childhood, but it's created a lot of deception. So again, if we are seeing things out of a mindset and ideas based on our past experience, it's creating a filter that's really deceiving us. We're not really seeing the truth, the reality of things. We're actually creating truths. We're creating truths that aren't really truths. Like if we say, oh, no one can love me and no one will ever be able to love me. That's deception. That's not a truth. And these ideas, again, that aren't, again, aligned with the reality, are creating a lot of turmoil and conflict for you. But I do like, in the middle of the reading is the Page of Pentacles, which is about really seeing things now. You're really seeing it for the reality. You're really learning here. You're learning, you're gaining wisdom, and you're applying it to, because that's also like the learner's mind, like learning something new or studying. So you could really be working with a healer or a therapist here that's helping you to learn some lessons and get out of patterns, get out of relationships that are unhealthy for you, and also to change your mindset about yourself and learning to see the value in you and who you are, and what you have to offer. So yeah, big focus right now in this week on like healing, on like doing some sort of inner work, meeting with some healers or therapists or something. That seems to be a big one here. Because we need to shift these mindsets, or I'm also getting like a, you have this stuck kind of, it's like a record that's on repeat over and over, and it's playing in your head, and it may be unconscious, but sometimes it may come up when you get frustrated, or like, again, just things aren't going your way. You kind of get in these where you find yourself blurting these out, like, I just feel like I'm unlovable, or I don't feel like I'm ever gonna, find a relationship, or Something even as like men are all, a-holes, things like that, or like my family's always going to be crazy and I'm always going to be stuck in this drama. Like there's things that come out of your mouth and that's really giving you the direction of, hey, these are those ideas and beliefs from childhood that aren't real, right? That Seven of Swords. I'm just going to get one for the Seven of Swords. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Definitely. These deceptions, self-deceptions have really created a lot of challenges in your life. And where you stand right now, I do feel like you're kind of giving up on things, like you're giving up on relationships, or on maybe love, giving up on love, that it's, because of all the challenges. Giving up on, thinking you're ever going to have, abundance or money. That could be something else here too. Because I'm seeing pentacles here, but it's really about like finally materializing something in your life that aligns with a new reality for you, that probably something you haven't experienced before. And that's where this Ten of Cups and Four of Wands is in. Let's get one for the 10 and 4. Eight of Cups. Yeah, it's walking away from an old paradigm. Like an old paradigm of what family is, what family looks like, how you interact. This can also be like a paradigm of love relationships. Maybe a lack mentality too, a paradigm around, what I can actually create in my life in regards to like financial numbers, work, finding a job that I'm happy, that I'm aligning with my purpose. So there's something here about leaving behind these old paradigms. Also, this emotional trauma from the past. And part of that is just in the key is the awareness. Yeah, walking towards new things that are really more fulfilling for you and that really align with what is your desires and wish now. Maybe your true desires and wish now is different than it was even like 2 years ago. So I do think there's a new defining what relationship looks like, redefining of your emotional state of abundance, of work. Just there's almost this huge reconstruction going on right now, and that is so Aquarian energy. We're reconstructing what all of this means to us, what we really want, and we're walking towards something new. And it's really something that we're opening up to, we're awakening to right now. That's different than maybe what we were trying to create. I even think a year ago, there is this big awakening happening for you, that you're seeing things differently. Like the blindfold is coming off. And that's where you're going to change the patterns. Okay, you're going to change the type of love, people coming in regards to maybe like love potentials here. Wow. So these are small things, but they're going to have huge, big, long-term impacts. So, all right, everyone. Big stuff. Yeah, hit that like button if this resonated for you. Share also if you know anyone that you feel like this would help. Don't forget to subscribe and join our tribe here. Yeah, and I'll leave you with that. So happy Valentine's Day for those who celebrate. I feel like even if you're not in a relationship, maybe you're also with someone who isn't great at sharing and, giving love on Valentine's Day, but do something for yourself. Do something for your friend. It doesn't have to be love. Do something. Appreciate those people around you, whether it's like, even if it's a friend or a coworker or, your children. It's a time. Love is isn't have to be romantic, and it's about appreciating and seeing the love around us that maybe we overlook, but also loving ourselves. So I always think Valentine's Day is a day, you know, sometimes I'll buy myself flowers or buy myself a special gift and splurge around this time. So enjoy, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.